In this video, we're going to be talking about implicit differentiation. And here we have an example that if x squared plus y squared equals 4, find dy dx. Now, first things first, you have to know the difference between implicit differentiation and explicit differentiation. So if you have, for example, a function y equals to f of x, you have a function y in terms of x. You're going to differentiate y with respect to x. This is given as an explicit function. This is given explicitly. But when you have a question like this, whereby you have y within your function and you are differentiating y with respect to x, then this is an implicit relationship between x and y. Alright, so how do we solve for the y dx? How do we solve this? We're simply going to follow one rule, which is that whenever you differentiate y, make sure you multiply your answer by dy dx. So very simple, differentiate x squared, that will give us 2x, plus differentiate y squared, that will give us 2y dy dx. So whenever you differentiate y, multiply by dy dx. Differentiate 4, you have 0. Now we make dy dx the subject of the formula. 2y dy dx will be equal to minus 2x, and dy dx will be equal to minus 2x over 2y, and that will be equal to minus x over y. Let's take a look at another question. So we have that if x squared y plus y squared plus 4x equals 1, find dy dx at 1 comma minus 2. Right? So here we have x squared and y. X squared is going to be considered as a function. Y squared is also going to be considered as another function. And we are multiplying x squared and y. Therefore, this is going to be product. This is going to be a product, and we're going to have to use product rule to differentiate it. Alright? And so in order for us to use product rule, let us represent x squared with the letter u and represent y with the letter v. And so we are simply going to say we're going to drop u, differentiate y. Differentiating y, as the v, or let me write the formula. So the formula is u dv dx plus v du dx. You can check out my video on product rule to understand this if you have not understood it well, and I'll leave the link to that in the description below. Now you could say v du dx plus u dv dx. Anyone can come first. So the rule is just simple. Drop the first function, x squared, that is u, x squared, multiply by differentiate the second, which is dv dx. When you differentiate y, remember for implicit differentiation, whenever you differentiate y, you multiply it by dy dx. And so when I differentiate y, I have 1, and I multiply 1 by dy dx. And so I have this u dv dx plus v, which is y, multiplied by du dx. Du dx is differentiating u, which is x squared. So this is 2x. So to recap, drop the first function, x squared, differentiate the second function, 1 dy dx, because it is implicit, plus drop the second function, y, differentiate the first one, x squared, to give us 2x. Recall that we did not differentiate y. That is why we're not multiplying by dy dx. Alright, so take note of that. And so we'll move on to the next one, which is y squared. So we are done with x squared y. So we're moving to y squared now. So y squared, when you differentiate y squared, we have 2y dy dx because we are differentiating implicitly. Then plus differentiate 4x, you have 4. Very simple. And when you differentiate a constant, you have 0. And so we simplify and then make dy dx the subject. So this way, x squared dy dx plus 2xy plus 2y dy dx plus 4 equals to 0. And so making dy dx the subject, we could first say x squared dy dx plus 2y dy dx is equal to minus 4 minus 2xy. Alright, so I'm going to clear out the upper part. Does this become factorizing dy dx? I'm going to have dy dx into x squared plus 2y, and that is equal to minus 4 minus 2xy. And then making dy dx the subject, dy dx will be equal to minus 4 minus 2xy divided by x squared plus 2y. Now recall, we are asked to find dy dx at 1 comma minus 2. This is our x comma y. And so we're simply going to substitute. And so we're going to have minus 4 minus 2 multiplied by 1 multiplied by minus 2, substituting x as 1 and y as 2 as minus 2. Then divided by 1 plus 2 into minus 2. And here I have this to be equal to minus 4 minus 2 minus 2 minus 2 multiplied by minus 2, that will be plus 4. Wow. And this is 1 minus 4. And so my answer is 0. And that is the correct answer. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment. Thank you and goodbye.